Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. Look at this. This fall color just keeps going and going. I can't believe the color of the leaves this year. Amazing. Some people say it's the weather, the rainfall, the fall. I don't know what it is, but it's just beautiful. Howdy, porkers. How are you doing today? This white one, he's the bossy one. He's the biggest one. He's the one that gives me the most trouble when I'm in the pen. You're not scared of me, are ya? We got some pig problems. I'll tell you about that later on. Good morning, young ladies. Nice day to be out. You're looking pretty shaggy. You're ready for winter. Good morning, Rusty. How are you? Okay, I know these guys are going to yell at me. They're all coming over. You guys are coming to tell me your grievances. I know. You do have some justified grievances today. Especially you, Patty. Here they all come. Calves over here. Excuse me. Titus, quit brutalizing my fence. Hey, big bud. It's always hard to see pasture on the screen, I know. It's hard to see the details, but we're really getting down there. Hi, Orden. Hey, bud. How are you doing? Yeah. At this point in the year, we've had, I don't know, probably a half dozen frosts. And the frost is what really slows the grass down. We've had some warm days, some chilly days, but overall we're running out of stockpile on grass. So we're going to look around, see what choices we have for the cattle. This field's down. They came off of this not too long ago. This field's down. And that only leaves me with these two bottom 5-acre fields. So we'll take a look at those. They're following me down here. It's always better to register your complaint in person. Well, there certainly isn't much here either. And down here at the woods, the leaves certainly are coming off the trees. It's not like what I showed you a week or so ago. A lot of them are bare. This is the last field to look at. This is our very bottom field, and this probably has the most on it of any, which is not saying a whole lot. But there's at least a few days here of cleanup. So we'll go back up and let them through the gate. All right, Patty, I found some place for you to go. But you're going to have to go all the way back up and around to get there. You think they can figure that out? I don't know. I don't think they're going to figure it out. I'm going to have to lead them. Except for this guy, he gets the Smart Cookie Award. Well, come on, guys. I'll lead you back up and around. Well, let's go. Come this way. Even the guy who was in the right place is coming back up with me. He's going to have to come back down. You take the lead, Patty. Titus is bringing up the rear. They got to come through that gate and around here and then down through this gate. Come on, cows! All right, now we got to go down this way. Come on, cows! Well, come on. I'm gonna make that sound the ringtone on my phone. Or maybe that. Uh-oh, the gate's gonna hold them up here. But they know where they're going. You guys, I gotta open the gate for you. Yes, Tulip, I do. All right, here we go. Polly walnuts. There he goes. What is this? How did you get here? You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be right there. Yep, that's where you're supposed to be. There's still some good grass on this field, but like I said, it's probably a couple days worth. And then what we'll do is I'll just open all the gates and let them roam where they will for, I don't know, maybe a week. And then they'll come in and we'll start feeding them hay in the winter pasture. So you guys get your fill of good grass while you can, because we're coming to the end of the season here. They say, okay, we can do that. Hey, Ezra. Ezra ran into a scrape someplace and he got a big cut on the side of his face over here. And Hillary had to drain it. But he seems to be doing well. It swelled way up, now it's down. Now you're back to your old self, aren't you, Ezra? Do you want to go out? Wow. It's time to get up, isn't it? It's only 10 in the morning, but cats operate on their own schedule, don't they? Yeah. Are you coming? We're gonna go out. Get you some breakfast. There you go. Hey, did you hear about the cannibal's daughter? Well, I heard about her, yeah. She was 8 before she was 7. That one cracks me up every time. No. Are you ready, Hill?
I'm ready.
Mask up.
Luke, I am your father.
I'm Kylo Ren.
I never get tired of that.
Pigs just laying around. Oh. John and Red, how are you guys doing? Hey, Red. Do I smell all right? I probably smell like chicken manure. So here's our big pig problem. It's a big pig problem because it has to do with the big pigs, and it's a big pig problem. But it applies to all the pigs. I don't know exactly how old John is. I can't remember. I've got it someplace. He's probably 6 years old, maybe 7 years old. Red's about 3 years old. And then Brownie, who's in the barn, is the young one. She's 2 years old. Something like that. You hear that sound? That's John's hubba hubba, want to go on a date sound. It appears that John's become too old to do his job. We saw him breed Red months ago. In fact, Red should be bagging up right now, getting ready to have her piglets. She's not, her bags are empty. And we saw John breed her again probably 3 weeks ago, which was very alarming. So I don't think that John can breed anymore, which puts us in a difficult situation. So quite often folks ask, how long can this animal or that animal breed? And my response is always, they can breed as long as they can breed. Usually it's a matter of mechanics of the bull or the boar being able to mount the other animals, and that's kind of limiting factor as they get old. John, that is a strange way of trying to breed red. I don't think that's going to work. Oh, I see. You're laying down. In this situation, we have a couple choices. Choice number one is to go out and find a boar that's old enough to be of breeding age and go right to town, get back on track. Option two is to buy a boar who's still a little guy and raise him up, which is what we've always done before. I prefer to do it that way because then I can hand raise the boar, get him to be friendlier around people, just the way that all of our animals are. It makes life much easier for Hillary and I in the long run. So that extra work in the beginning is well worth it. But the immediate situation presents two problems. Number one, we need a winter batch of pigs. We already got butcher dates for the end of May next year, so that means those piglets need to be born around December 1st, maybe November 15th. So we're going to need to buy some feeder piglets, and feeder piglets are 6 to 8 week old, just weaned piglets. They're not easy to find anymore, especially in winter batches. A lot of people don't grow them in the winter, but the winter batch is more important than the summer batch for us because winter batch gets slaughtered just before summer market season starts, and we need more pork in the summer than we do in the winter. So I've set about locating feeder piglets, and it looks like I'm going to have to do some driving to find them. Luckily I have a new truck. The second problem is we have to wait for the boar to become breeding age, and subset to that, which is really the first concern, is where do we find a good breeding boar? John is a purebred old spot, and we've always loved the piglets that come out of the sows that he breeds because they're nice and long, lots of pork chops, lots of bacon. That's what we want. I have a neighbor that I've known for a long time, lives next town north, that breeds Tamworth, purebred registered Tamworth. I've always liked Tamworth as a breed. I believe in hybrid Vigorin pigs. You know, both of our sows are mutts. They're all kinds of mixed breeds. I like that. I like the variation in piglets that they have. So we're going to go ahead and buy this Tamworth boar piglet. I forget, is it Barrow or whatever they're called when they're piglets. Cows I know, pigs not so much. Anyway, we're going to buy that piglet and raise him up. He'll be about 8 weeks old when we get him in the middle of November. We'll raise him up to be our next breeding boar. He'll be ready to breed. It really depends on size. He'll be ready to breed probably at 4 months, but he won't be able to mount our big sows, so it's probably going to take him another 9 months. So we probably will have to buy one batch of feeders for this winter's pork and one batch of feeders for next summer's pork, and then that boar will be able to breed the sows for the winter batch. Luckily, we have an eye for what we want as far as feeder stock and know which ones to stay away from to ensure we still have a good supply of pork. Oh, and I forgot a third option. I don't know what option it is, but that's to do AI. The same neighbor who raises the Tamworths does AI on pigs, and so she may be able to help us out with those batches until the boar gets big enough to breed. So of course the next question is what'll happen to John when we're done? Well, John doesn't really have a use at the end of his breeding life. The meat would be terribly tough and probably boar tainted for as long as he's been a breeding boar. So what we did with our last boar, who was little Jimmy years ago, is we dispatch him here on the farm in the least stressful way as possible for him, and then take him down to the woods and let him compost, feed the other wildlife. I think that's the most responsible thing to do with him. But he sure has been a good boar, and for the time being he's going to hang out here with Red and enjoy life here in the fall, laying in the dirt, snoozing, keeping Red company. Why in heck am I making Hillary do this work?
Nobody makes me do anything. It's really not that big a deal. It's not that bad.
It's not 1942. Women work right alongside men. You need to get a skid steer and remove the back wall, yeah. There's nothing wrong with hard work. Yeah, when I was a kid, I learned how to do hard work. It actually makes you feel good. 3 days, an hour and a half each day, once a year, cleaning out this chicken coop. It's good exercise, builds character. This is gonna make some good fertilizer next year. Potent stuff. We're all done for today. We took 10 or 12 bucket loads out and we're 2/3 of the way there. This was the second day of work, so one more day and we'll be done. Guess the cartoons were wrong. Well, that's almost it for today's video. There was a little kind of monologue I want to do here at the end. You may have noticed that I missed a post last week, and there were some things that happened last week that really knocked me off balance and upset me quite a bit. The first one was just a purely personal one. It was my daughter's 20th birthday, and so Hillary and I took her to a big mall in Syracuse. And of course, you know, I mentioned it enough, I used to be an architect, and places have a deep effect on me. That mall knocked me down all week long. And being in Syracuse too, from where my old job was. I know it sounds kind of petty, or not petty, but minimal, minor. It's not minor. Places do have a huge impact on me. That's one of the reasons I live where I do. The second thing that happened was there was another homesteading small farm channel that put up a couple videos last week, and I do watch I watch a lot of small farm homesteading channels, some more than others. I don't watch this one very much. It's about twice the size of this channel. Picking a fight with other homesteaders, small farmers, and it bothered me deeper than I thought it should. And it wasn't necessarily that I disagreed with it, it's the fact that it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. And so here's the way it works around here. You know, we're part of a large farming community. We're part of that community. I have neighbors a quarter mile that way, farm, you know, down that way. Lots of farms, lots of differing opinions, lots of differing political opinions. Doesn't matter to me. I'm friends with them all, and you look past the differences and find the commonalities, and that's how we all make progress and work together. We seem to have forgotten a lot of that in the world today, and I guess social media helps with that a lot. One of the things about being on YouTube for me is I really don't like social media. I don't like the social part of it, the communication back and forth, because it stinks. I'd rather not be a part of that in social media. So for somebody to start lobbing grenades at somebody else, it really disturbs me. And I don't know what else to say about it, other than that. That's why I missed the post last week, because I was down through this combination of things for a while. Now, to finish it though, and to finish things on a high note, and what really got me back on track is Hillary and I's 27th anniversary was on Friday, and we celebrated that. We went out to lunch, and it was very nice. 27 down, and hopefully 57 more to go. It's great to have a good marriage. And the other thing that happened that was great is I sold out at Farmers Market last Saturday, a couple days ago here. Sold everything. It's only the second time in 10 years that I've ever completely sold out of every scrap of everything that I bought. And I got to leave early at 2 o'clock, come home, watch college football earlier than usual. So that got me back on track. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'm back at it and got all this bad stuff behind me, and I hope that you can avoid it too. The world's full of just nastiness, and to just ignore it, I've found, is the best thing to do. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.